Everybody, welcome to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com and here on my YouTube channel. And this time out, we're going to take a look at another plugin by the company OverLoud. This is called the Tape Desk. This is a pretty cool plugin, something that's pretty unique compared to other tape machines on the market. I just did a video about a week ago on the LA, what they call the Comp LA, the LA2A, LA3A emulation by this company. Go check out that video. Links will be in the description box. And now this is the second plugin we're going to take a look at, the Tape Desk. So we're going to listen to this on a full mix on a master bus. Going to run you through the plugin quickly, show you some of the unique features and let you listen to it. And then you could go demo it for yourself. But before we get to that, if you like what you see in this video, please hit that subscribe button, share this video with others. Also go out to HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. Get your 5 free mixing training courses. It's my gift to you just for visiting HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com. And if you want to learn the craft of mixing in a very non-technical way, perfect for beginners and intermediates, so you can get excellent mixes in your home studio, go out to mixingmadeeasy.net. Links will be in the description box and check out what I have going on over there. So here we are in Studio One. Here's a Tape Desk by OverLoud. Cool plugin. Okay, lots of tape machines on the market. This does something a little bit unique, which I really like. One of the things about all the OverLoud plugins that are really cool feature that I wanted to share with you is that they have very low CPU power, meaning it doesn't take a lot of CPU to run these plugins. You could put many instances of this on your computer and you don't have to worry about your computer bogging down. So they're very CPU efficient, all of their plugins, and this one is no different. So let's run through or walk through the layout of this plugin. So what's really cool about this plugin, on the left and right, you have the tape machine obviously in the center, which we'll get to in a second, but on the left, to the left of the tape machine, we have the preamp section emulating the preamp section of a console of a desk. And then to the right of the tape machine, we have the mix bus section of a desk. Okay, so this is the first tape machine plugin that I'm aware of, that I've seen, where in the tape machine plugin, they emulate the preamp of the console. Signal runs through the preamp, through the tape machine, and then out to the mix bus all in one plugin, which is really cool. Okay, so you have you have the inputs here on the left-hand side. You can turn the mic pre on and off just by doing this. So the independent controls, in other words, if you don't want to have the preamp section on, you could just turn it off, but you still have the tape machine and the mix bus section on. Okay, so we have that here. We have our trim knob here. We have our really nice metering here, our VU meter here. In the center, we have the tape machine, obviously, with the tape spinning. Okay, down here we have our record level, and this is typically linked up to the output level. So if you push your recording level, more saturation into the signal or into the tape, you're going to turn down the playback level on the right side here, and you can unlink those if you want to just by clicking this, and now the record level and the playback level will be independent. In the center we have our VU meter as well. We can monitor or see the input or the output signal on our VU meter. Below that we have a power switch. So again, if you just want to have the emulation of the, say, the preamp and say the mix bus on, but you don't want the tape machine on, you could turn that on and off as well. So you have 3 sections of this plugin, all can be turned on and off independently. We have our tape speed here, 7.5 IPS, inches per second, 15 and 30, okay? We have our biasing here. We can the normal bias or they can over bias setting, again, under the hood. Very subtle differences. You can play with that. We have a wow and flutter here that you can adjust. And then again, the playback level here. To the right of that, we have our mix bus section. So we have our fader here. Okay, we have our metering at the top here. We can also turn that on and off by clicking this button. So again, we have that separate from the tape machine. And then another really great feature about this plugin is we have 3 separate consoles, or 3 different consoles that they emulated here. This happens to be the S4000, which I believe is an SSL style console. We also have the N80. You can see it changes. This is more of a Neve, I believe, and then the T88, which I believe is another version of a Neve. They don't say the specific consoles in the manual, but they all sound vastly different from each other. So you have 3 different mix buses and preamps emulations in one plugin, okay, which is pretty cool. So we'll go back to the S4000, which I'm sure is as an SSL. Okay, so you say, well, why do they have the input, or why do they have the preamp and then the mix bus all in one plugin? What is kind of the purpose of that, Dave? I'm not really sure. You normally just see just a tape machine. Well, the best way to kind of describe that to you is to show you their manual here. So here is their manual, where this is kind of what they're trying to do is they're trying to mimic the signal flow of the way you would record in an analog Studio. So you can see here, you have your microphone plugged into, say, one channel. The signal would run through that channel, in through the tape machine, out through the tape machine, and then out to the mix bus here. So it's going in the console, through the preamp of the console, through the tape machine, and out to the mix bus of the console. And so that's how the signal flow is kind of working inside of this plugin. So that is really unique. So let's listen to it now and stop talking, right? Okay, so what I have here is a full kind of a final mix here, where the only other plugin on this mix, this particular tutorial, I was using the Plugin Alliance SSL channel strip. It's the only plugin being used on all of the individual tracks and on the buses. And the only thing I have is a reverb, one small reverb for the vocal here. That's it. On our master bus, we have the SSL bus compressor. We have just an EQ here, and then we have a stereo widener, and then I have the tape desk. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off here. Oh, and they also have a bunch of presets here, which you can check out as well. Oh, one last feature before we get to the sound demo. One thing that they really have, which is kind of cool, if you're sharing, let's say, your session with other producers, other engineers, other musicians and such, and you have all your settings set up on your tape machine, and you don't want anybody to fiddle with them or touch them, what you can add is, if you come over here, they have these things called scribble strips. And you can double click in here, and you can make a little note here if you want to say, you know, do not adjust. Okay. Did I type that here? Yep. And then you can go ahead and you can click and you can drag it and, like, say, put it over one of the parameters or one of the knobs. So if you didn't want anybody to touch the preamp settings, you can put it here. You can add as many scribble strips as you want to the tape machine, or to any of their plugins. This is good for all of their plugins at OverLoud. So that's a pretty cool feature. Again, if you're sharing your session and you don't want your plugin, you know, you don't want anyone adjusting the plugin parameters, and then you just right click and you can delete that. Pretty handy feature. Okay, so we'll shut this off here by turning this off. Let's listen back to a small section of this song, and then what I'll do is I'll just engage the tape machine and we'll see what it does to the sound. So here we go.
Oh, she's coming around the bend. She doesn't have any destination. Those railroad tracks never come to an end. We moved down to Memphis in July of 2010. We had our sights set on the family forever. Wound up lost out in the desert somewhere.
Before? You add a little bit of thickness and a little bit of glue to that signal. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to flip through the different tape speeds. So the tape speed, the slower the tape speed, the little bit more warm it's going to sound. 7.5 inches per second is going to sound warmer, not as open as 30 ips per second. 15 is kind of the happy medium.
I've been running away from time and time again.
Okay, now I'm going to cycle through the different console emulations before we make any other adjustments, just so you could hear the difference between the three consoles that they emulated.
Just like a steam train locomotive, oh, she's coming around the bend. She doesn't have any destination. Those railroad tracks never come to an end. But we moved down to Memphis in July.
Okay, very different sounding, which is great. You have three really distinct flavors of console. Now, again, as I said, we could turn off the tape machine section and just listen to what the preamp and the mix bus is doing if we chose to.
2010, we had our sights set on the family forever. Wound up lost out in the desert somewhere. Anytime, anywhere, it's Annabelle, Annabelle. Oh, I think I see her in the rivers. But when I dive into the water, there's no one there. And I've been singing.
So that's what tape does to that signal, which it really warms it up really nice. Now we can also keep the tape level on. Again, we could shut off the mic pre and we could shut off the mix bus and just see what just the tape machine does.
I've been singing those same sad love songs I've been running away from time and time again.
So you can really push the signal if you want into on the preamp section, and then you can lower the output to kind of level match it.
Just like a steam train locomotive, oh, she's coming around the bend. She doesn't have any destination. Those railroad tracks never come to an end. But we moved down to Memphis in July of 2010. We had our sights set on the family forever. Wound up lost out in the desert somewhere.
Okay, and they also have this section called tolerances. I'm not really sure what that does. I'd have to read that in the manual.
Anytime, anywhere, it's Annabelle, Annabelle. Oh, I think I see her in the rivers. Oh, when I dive into
Probably adjust some of the under the hood parameters of the preamp here. But you have really three very distinct sounds, which is great. And I love the fact that you can mix and match if you want the preamp and you want the tape machine, but you don't want the mix bus, so on and so forth. You can really mix and match and really change the tone quite a bit. Now, again, this is just on the master bus, but one of the beauties of this is, again, what they say in the manual, because of the way the low CPU usage is, you can also put this on every one of your individual tracks if you wanted to, or maybe you just put them on your buses and your master bus to kind of see what that does. And we can try that here. We could just drag it on we only have a few buses here. We can just drag this across a few buses. We have 4 buses here, and we can see, you get them with that accumulative effect where now you have 4 plugins kind of dealing with it as opposed to just one, right? Being on the master bus.
the water, there's no one there. And I've been singing. I've been singing.
So if you want to just do it on the drums, for example, that makes a big difference, right? And again, you can switch, you can maybe, if you wanted to do like an SSL on your drums, and then maybe on your bass, you want to do a different console if you wanted to, you can mix and match stuff however you want to do it. On your guitars, maybe you're
sights set on the family forever.
Okay, now we can do the accumulative effect thing, right? So if I highlight the buses and turn all the tape machines off, and again, I know they're not perfectly gain stage, I'm just doing this quickly, but just so you could hear the difference, here's with those tape machines on the buses and the master bus.
Wound up lost out in the desert somewhere. Anytime, anywhere, it's Annabelle.
After or before. Okay, so very, very cool. This is a really great plugin. Again, if you don't have a tape machine in your arsenal, this might be one to really consider because of the additional features that most typical tape machines do not have. And I love the fact that you have the preamp section and the mix bus section kind of emulated, where you have a bunch of tonal variations. And again, the fact that you have 3 consoles is really cool, and you can mix and match the modules, turning them on and off, which is really cool. That's something unique in and of itself, something different than any other tape machine plugin I have. I really like this one. You can click the link in the description box. You can go demo this for 15 days yourself down at overloud.com. I don't know the current pricing of this, but I know from when I looked before, they're very reasonable. I mean, very competitive with other plugins of this type. So go check this one out. This is an interesting one. This is really cool. The Tape Desk by OverLoud. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, for more videos like these, make sure you hit the notification bell and you subscribe to the channel so you know when I'm posting new content. I'm always doing different plugin demos from different manufacturers to kind of bring you a bunch of stuff that maybe you don't see every day. This is kind of an oddball company. I haven't heard too much about OverLoud, but they make some pretty good stuff. And again, go out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com. Get your 5 free mixing training courses. It's worth about $110. It's free. $110 worth of courses. Go there today, link in the description box. And once again, check out what I have going on at mixingmadeeasy.net if you really want some in-depth mixing training. And until the next video, I've been Dave with homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and I'll see you guys all soon. Take care.